Hello. Hello, Katie. There are so many bops on this. I'm real glad. Like I said, I'm real glad I found the whole thing on it because it's real good. Basically just takes all the good songs and just makes them radio link. Let me grab the link. Because the link has the name in it. There you go. Hey, Shadow. I'm not sure what I plan to switch it to after this, but like, this is gonna be life for for the next like hour or so. Less than an hour now because of how long I've already been listening to it, but it's fine. It is very good. Let's see, so... Very enchanted. You're not wrong. Let's see. So, what I was doodling on paper seemed like it worked. So, it was basically like going to see about like doing some pumpkins, and because it would be for Halloween, just put the faces on the jack-o'-lantern. I'm not sure yet about the stem, but for the sake of pumpkin, we're just gonna put that there for a sec. So that should be fine. Effectively, it was gonna be like obviously the placement's not perfect, but it would essentially be these would be like the Halloween emotes. And like I would just put different faces. I definitely am. It is the best face. Oh wait, no, that's not the right layer for that. No, that's still not the right layer for it. Oops. It's supposed to be this layer. There we go. So that was one of the ideas that I had. Gosh, I could actually reference the book because I had drawn a lot of them on paper. Also, I was thinking it might break the flow a little bit, but it should be fine. Maybe do like a ghost being shy. So that would probably be more of a Napstabloop, but that should be fine. Where are you? Ah, oh, that's right. This was a really good one. Yeah, shy ghost. Okay, so this one would be kind of like the same emotional energy that I have for the one. And because it's a jack-o'-lantern, have to give it the eyes. And then this would essentially be the cutaway for the jack-o'-lantern. And I think that would translate pretty okay. The other face. Hey, little birdie. Yeah, doing spooky art. Doing ideas for emotes that I'd had the other day. I think it would be fun to like change emotes around for Halloween, and I thought about doing like the faces of jack-o'-lanterns as like the face energy. So I did it on paper, so I'm trying to transfer it as a rough sketch to digital just to kind of get an idea to see if I like them on here. And hopefully they translate fairly well. Oh, did you miss the shadow? The Awu is right here. Oh, the Awu is right here. Gotta have the. Ah, gotcha. But yeah, this... wrong. There we go. I am okay. Let me turn music down. There we go. That should be better. Thank you, Katie. That should be better. I just assume everything's just loud for me, so. Let's see. I didn't boop it down too much, I thought, but it's also a little finicky, it seems, at times. Some of the music also starts off kind of low. And I'm also moving around a bit, so. Let's see. Hopefully that fixes it at least good enough for now. As it goes from soft to being loud again. It's not too terribly loud for me, but I've manually adjusted for my own, so. Let's see. This one might have a nose, might not, depending on how well it ends up working for it, but Monster Jam is so good. All the jams. And Parappa the Rapper. It really is. Eric did such a great job with it. But I don't think I've ever seen, like, any bad art from Eric either. I like how this one looks. Let's see. Also, before I go completely off the wall with it, did you all see the PlayStation showcase thingy they did today for the video games? I watched it with Barry's chat, and there was so much. Okay, then do you want spoilers for it? Because I'm real excited about what they showed. Sweet. I just wanted to make sure before just spouting off all the spoilers. From my understanding, they finally kind of gave an actual, like, story premise for Deathloop, which was nice, because I don't think I've seen them, do any sort of, like, story detail of what the game's about, aside from the fact this is, like, you have to figure things out. And having the story side of things, like, makes everything else make sense to me for the style of gameplay that they're doing, which is real neat. That is a little bit more choppy than I wanted, but it's fine. It's just a stitch. Peck and Pumpkin's a mood right now. Hopefully they're all a mood and that it helps to bring that Halloween spirit. I debate if I want to give it just a single teardrop on the side. I will base it on how well it reads, I think. Let's see. They also showed Spider-Man, second Spider-Man, and apparently, from what it was showing, like, Venom's gonna be in it, and it's just like, oh, I'm so excited, because I don't think they've done Venom yet for any of the Spider-Mans? I could be wrong.
Well, they chose me. The odds are full of all kinds of math.
Pup time! I did add pup time to chat, which is probably why I did the follow. Same. I've just been trying to go with it as much as possible. But yeah, Venom, super excited. Insomniac is working also on a Wolverine game, and I know a lot of people were just kind of like, oh no, it's another Marvel game, but I was just kind of like, it's Wolverine. Maybe it'll be a super good Wolverine, and I'm excited for that. Alan Wake is getting a remake, which they had leaked already, but seeing it as an actual trailer makes me want to play through it again because I really enjoyed the Alan Wake game. This might not read as well as I hope. Which means I'm probably going to need to put, like, grooves in the pumpkin, like pumpkins usually have sometimes when someone's trying to give that light detail to it. Maybe. Oh, I didn't realize Fizo had done Control. I've yet to play it. I do want to be able to play Control. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun. Also, hello, Rocky. I do not remember my playthrough of Alan Wake at all, so part of me is just kind of like, I could play it again, and it'll just be like the first time all over again, because I do not remember anything from it. I also know Apkarnas has not played through the Alan Wake games, so I do still have the first one. Control has an Alan Wake DLC? I didn't know that. Also, hi, Myth. Just remember running around waiting, yelling for your wife. So it's it's the Jason of suspense games. Wait, is Heavy Rain a suspense game technically? I don't think it is, but it might be based on its overall premise. Not the way you play. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Spam Jason button. But that's only in, like, you get very small sections for that. Have a good night, little birdie. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure how well this translates, but I think I just need to possibly slap some color on it and it should be fine. I will consider it. Hey, Ivan. I am sketching out some ideas I had for Halloween emotes. I did them on paper. So I'm trying to do them in a digital space to see how I like them. So it's all real rough sketches, but it's to convey the idea and hopefully see how well they scale. We are also talking about the PlayStation showcasing, so if you don't want any spoilers, I'm probably not going to talk about it for too much longer. I'm just wanting to give that heads up, though. I don't think I saw that, but it also sounds familiar, so I might have seen that, Katie. So the other thing they also showed was, thank you. Thank you, Katie. It was wild. God of War, like, I'm so excited they finally showed, like, some actual gameplay for it, and more in general for it. I adored the first game, and I really want to play the second one. that a boy, it all works. I did stick around for like the little interview thing that they had done. The person that directed the first game is not directing this game because they don't want people getting burnt out on it, which is fair. They did also explain that the girl that was shown very briefly at the end there of the trailer is meant to be the last of the giants. So his son's probably going to be able to get answers from her. Because it sounds like he really does want to be able to know, like, who he is and whatnot, so. Yeah, I saw that too. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for him. Like, come a long way from doing, like, skits on the internet. Like, short video things. Also, like, Tyr? I think that's who it was. Whoever was they saved from prison, like, is almost twice the height of that. So, that's gonna be an intense ride. I also really like the fact that the head is still there. And the fact that he's just kind of, like, first, like, sitting and chilling, like, reading the book and being like, oh, I know that look anywhere. It's just like, how much time has passed at this point? I probably will need to clean up this eye a little bit. But I think this looks pretty okay. I mean, he spiritually lives on, Katie. In that one game that you were showing me the thing for. Have fun, Shadow, with your lurk. VR is... Trying to be social in VR is a spooky endeavor. Right, Mimir is his name. I'm real bad with names, I should probably mention that. And I also played it when it was first released, grinded through it, and then haven't picked it back up since, but I did watch Dan go through it. That is good. Friends are always good. Mimir would just be there for the ride. Also the knowledge, but mostly for the ride. Also, I realized that I'm drawing on the wrong layer again. Whoopsies. That's fair. Let's see. Now I've lost my page. That's fine. I like a lot of the ones that I've done so far. There is one that doesn't really feel like it works. I can try it. See how I feel about it in a digital space. But I don't imagine it's gonna mean a whole heck of a lot of difference. And obviously I'd make the mouth a little bit thicker, but have a good sleep, Rocky. And thank you. Oh, that's right. I definitely drew that the other night, too. Steamed pumpkin. I don't know how much I like it, though, like, translated over into, like... I drew it as an idea. And mind you, like... I had, like, one drink, and apparently that one drink was a lot, because I had it on more of an empty stomach than I realized. So then, I was just like, you know what? Ring goblins are off. Let's just draw as far as, like, I can go. Which then translated to... Let's see... 10 different emote ideas. 8 of them being pumpkins. And me looking up witch hats online because I was considering, well, I want to anyway, just like make a PNG like thing for when I play Apex with Epcarnus and Hero. So so I drew like like witch with a hat that had like flowers and stuff. Yeah, also spooky avatar because why not? I would say these are all the like pumpkin ideas so I had. I do like so far how these two translate. This one's cute, but I don't remember the emotion I was trying to convey with it. And I can no longer ask past me. I do really like this one. I do like this one. Not sure about the teardrop. This one I feel like I could make work. This one I do like. And then this one's kind of a big, I don't know. Past Me apparently holds the secret for this one in particular. but let me get my other ones down. Whoops. Sorry. That's bright. There we go. Okay, the other idea I had, I should probably make the pencil bigger for this, was basically like, I don't know how. See, and basically just do a whole lot of this. Now you also enjoy your lurk. Listen, I'm real bad at trying to keep a straight face in that game. But that's real cute now. Let's see. Huzzah! We'll draw together. Should gonna draw that back in. More. A lot of the pencil seems to really disappear here, but let me see how far I can do with this. Doing just the pencils so that way I can just get an idea for the color scheme to see how well this works out. I've just made an incredibly big pencil. The last time I played Among Us, it was with a streamer that I hang out with sometimes, and I was feeling antisocial in the sense of not talking, so I ended up just like using type, but I was listening in on the call itself. And boy howdy, it was probably for the best, because there was once I had to go and be the person that was doing the killing, and I ended up getting like 2 kills on the first round. And it was stressful of trying to be like, yeah, everything's fine. Where'd you find the body? Oh no, you don't say. As like chest is like pounding extremely. Hi, Nikki. Know you. Always know you. I don't remember which white I grabbed for this. Whoops. Obviously, just, it seems like it would translate well to an emote. So, Nikki, you weren't here before, so these are other Halloween ideas I have for emotes. This one, not sure about it, but like this one. There's this one. There's this one. Just try and do all the good faces. And then, not sure about this one. I'll see if I can figure something out, but I'm not sure. Ghosty is testing it out the colors to see how well it translates to being smaller. Also, I should, in theory, test how... Well, it seems like it's pretty okay small. Obviously, it'll be smaller, but... Yeah! Let's see. The other idea I had, and it is going to switch over to this. Very bright. Very sorry. There we go. It's a little bit better. So, go back to what my pencils were before. I think it was this one. Anyways, I was thinking, because I know people like the fire one, just... It's actually probably too high. This is fine. I'll just move it. It's maybe too low now, but it's fine. This is just to convey the idea. Much like the one I already have. Here, I'd give some teeth. Have it be like generic vampire. And still have like the fire, but have it be like essentially like a reason for the fire, I guess. Because I just think of the Castlevania Netflix thing, which it happens right in the first episode, so I don't know if it's a spoiler. But yeah, thought about something like that. Just kind of changing it up to where instead of it, like, I guess being me, it's being vampire. And just Halloweenifying it. Vampires are cool, don't look at explosions. Blind, one more time. There we go. Also, I hope you're having a good day, Nikki. Hopefully things are a little bit better. I know I last saw that possibly someone at your job was exposed and no one felt the need to say anything, which is garbage. But I also could not be remembering right. They say something after the fact. After, like, exposing a bunch of people and whatnot. I'm sorry, Nikki. I'll fight him. I'll lose, but I'll fight him. Could be. Nah, that doesn't look good. Hair's gonna be covering it anyway, actually. Oh my goodness. That's not how you're supposed to tell people, but what do I know about the safety of others? Basically, because it's like, it's too late now. Like, everything's already happened. Like, there's no coming back from this. There's no coming back from what's already happened, essentially. I should clarify. Before you came in, we were also talking about, the PlayStation showcase thingy, which I just remembered, like, there's going to be, like, it's kind of a Borderlands D&D? But, like, Tina's doing it? Yeah, Katie. Apparently Tiny Tina is, like, DMing a metaphorical, D&D game. And it's guns and magic. I think it was called Tiny Wonderland. I think it was Tiny Wonderland. I don't think I ever did the DLC for Borderlands 2, but I also never finished Borderlands 2. It was originally a co-op I was doing with a friend of mine, and he ended up getting super burnt out on all the Borderlands he had been playing because he wasn't only just playing Borderlands with me, he was playing Borderlands with a few other people, and we had agreed to take a break, and then we forgot to pick it back up, so big whoops. It was. I do still want to eventually go through it. I just don't know if I should attempt to poke them about it and be like, hey, so you remember our save file that we started like well over 6 years ago? Do you, one, still have it, and two, do you just want to go through it again? They are also incredibly busy right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they ended up having to not keep it for sake of like everything that they're doing and attempting to focus on things. This is not quite turning out how I want, but that's fine. The proportions on this are not accurate, but it's fine. No, you, Nikki. No, you. Well, heck, that just means that two cats then have called me cute. He meowed and confirmed. Burnan out there doing all the good work. I would say so, Nikki. You got me there. He is. He is definitely a good bean. The only sad thing is that it's coming real close to ending, and then I'm gonna need to switch it to something else. And it's just like, heck, I don't want you to actually end yet. You could just keep going. It would be fine. This is a lot smaller than I want it to be. That's fine. This is definitely misproportioned to what would actually be the case, but it helps me to have it down on paper. Metaphorical paper, I guess, in this case, but hopefully you know what I mean. So long as it's not gonna get, like, my stream, DMC or anything like that, then yes, you can always suggest a song. You don't think so? Okay. I can always check it out, too, and see if there would possibly be any issues, but... yeah. Go right for it. Thank you. A lot of how I learned to do roses was when I was, face painting. To be fair, a lot of, like, Halloween stuff that I know how to do, like, real good and real quick came from face painting, because it was just like, I'm gonna make you a spider princess, Black Widow, and we're gonna make a very quick spider, along with, like, you know, lots of teardrops, and it's not able to do this properly. I wonder if there's a paintbrush that would let me do it properly, actually. Just a sec, I want to see. Maybe you. Will you do it properly? You won't. So, it might not show it up on here, in which case it's fine. But essentially, like, a lot of what the... yeah, that's not gonna do it. A lot of what the paintbrush stuff with face painting was a lot of, like, kind of, like, flicky motions and, like, teardrops, which it's not gonna show off very well on a tablet space, but like, I'll just go back to my pencil wherever I hit it. Like, a lot of what we would do is like, you could do. Actually, let me do this on a separate layer so I don't accidentally do it. Oh, wait. It's just going in a loop. I didn't tell it to... I didn't tell it to loop back around like that. No, you, Nikki. So let me see.
With MailChimp.
Ads. I don't like ads. Big Chungus. What? What is this? Gay? What is this? What is this? I think you all need the visual for this, so I'm gonna move this over here. Why? Hey Cam, yeah, Nikki's here. It's basically PNG moving around. Oh my goodness. I'm so confused. Why is it featuring Dante from Devil May Cry? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're just gonna attempt to move this slowly off of the screen because I'm having it capture my drawing monitor. Oh my goodness. I'll switch to this because why not? Hopefully it's not too terribly loud. I'm still real confused over that one. Okay. Brain has not forgotten what I was gonna describe. Okay, so say that, like, eyebrows of a person. These are their metaphorical eyes. Don't worry about the fact that they look extremely tired. We're just gonna do that. Metaphorical person. And apparently not a child like I want to pretend it was gonna be. But it's fine. Anyways. Bitch, it seems pretty straightforward to me. I mean, it's straightforward, but, like, also confused. Okay, so, like, a lot of what, like, some, like, specific Halloween stuff that we would do is, like, maybe in, like, the middle of like the head. There'd be like just just a spider. Just now I'm just mad at how well these legs are coming out. Because I wasn't expecting any of these brushes to work, and it's just like, oh, I work, and it's just like, cool. I'm glad you work, buddy. So, little pinchers. So that would be like, and this is not gonna teardrop as well as I wanted to. Yeah, this is just not gonna teardrop as well as I want to. Okay, imagine that these are real good teardrops. But like, then you would do like, kind of like this. Not in this color, it would probably be more of like a purplish. And then on the sides of the face, you would do like some. Actually, it'd probably be more like. You know what? It's fine. This would involve teardrops, but we don't have teardrops on digital. We just have the tablets default brushes, and that's fine. So it would be a lot of like looping these together. So then it's just like I could do real good spider webs. And then like it's just that just my only regret is that I'm not able to really like properly show this off because like a lot of like what face painting was with especially with these teardrops is the fact that you have to like press it in and then as you're like looping you're releasing it and it's not gonna quite show that on a tablet. There are plenty of videos and stuff out there, but then there would be like some teardrops in here too. I know with this drawing, it makes them look like they're just extra tired, but trust me, it really like brings it in. So, like then a lot of what this could be is like kind of doing some of this, which then can also just kind of be looped together if you wanted to. So, something more along the lines like this than like this, but hopefully you get what I mean. And like, there are a lot of designs like this. There are a lot of designs like this, like Halloween wise, and sometimes it was just also a lot of like pumpkins, and for face painting it's a little bit easier to be able to do pumpkins because there are like specific palettes that have like multiple colors in it. So you would get like a square paintbrush and you would like run it between like two colors so that way when you're going in and doing the pumpkin it's doing like the shading for you. So then all you would later have to do is give it like a thing if you wanted. Give it lots of vines. Probably let it down a little bit here. But yeah, like, a lot of what I know Halloween-wise came from that. I'm just gonna go ahead and I don't think I really need to keep this, so I'll just go ahead and remove this. Like, I've thought about, like, maybe at some point when I have all of my face paint back, because I definitely still want to be able to practice that. Maybe see about showing people on a stream how I do it, I guess. But point being is that it was kind of the same for like the roses and stuff. Like, you had to learn how to be able to like do it as petals, and then it would look like a flower. Hey, Queen. Yeah, I was working on some Halloween stuff. So, like, emote-wise, I was thinking about doing, like, a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns with the carvings being basically the faces. So, there's that. There's that. Only past me knows the true emotion that this was encompassing. This one's real good. There's this one. Unsure about Teardrop. This one. Unsure still if I could convey this properly, but I'm gonna give it a try. And there's also this one, which is real good. Hi, Lizard. And thank you. Gotta be good at art. I'm unsure about this one, but I'll tinker around with it and see if I like it. There's also Blushing Ghosts, which I think would be good. There's Vampire Summoning Hellfire, because I figured that while Halloween time's happening, we probably don't want to lose those fires, so I would have this basically replace that for that. And then this was just kind of what I thought as maybe like a sort of like PNG like thing, because I was thinking about setting up a PNG for when Hero, Upcarnus, and me all play Apex and stuff. And basically, Hero did one, so it's just waiting on me to be able to do one, because I want to be able to do one not only for me, but I want to be able to do one for Upcarnus too. And I know what I'm gonna do for Upcarnus now. Like, I was having a heck of a time trying to think of what I wanted to do, and now I know. So it's just a matter at this point of being able to be able to draw it all out. I saw that. That was wonderful. Like, their model, like, purely encompasses, like... purely encompasses, like, that Mega Man Legend energy vibe, and I am all for it. And it's really on point for Onsta, too, so that is definitely the energy they bring to the table. And I think it's great that they were able to do that. I definitely miss the artists that had worked on it, but I know I could go back through the video because they did link it. Someone did. I think they might have listed in Vizos chat too when we were talking about it. Did I make it too big? I made it too big. Oh well. It was very good. It was very, very good. And PlayStation Direct was fantastic. Definitely excited for God of War too. I ended up watching the direct with Barry's chat because I thought Barry had started stream early for some reason, and I was just like, they're just like, come like hang out and chat as we go and do like uh the thing, and the thing being watching all of that together. So I was just like, okay, cool, I'll do this. And like when the God of War trailer started playing, like I turned off like everything. I was just like, this is my full focus now for however long this trailer is. Oh, nice. That is fair. Like I played the first God of War, like crunched through it super quick. Uh they managed it this far. Everyone's allowed to not like a thing that maybe someone else likes and not have it mean any less for the person that does like it. Hopefully that makes sense. And also, Queen, yeah, that was definitely the mood of just kind of like, everything needs to be quiet for one moment. My brain just needs a full focus on this trailer. Alan Wake remake. I know they had announced that early already, and I'm still excited to go through it because I was explaining to everyone else. I apparently do not remember anything from what I played through for it the first time because I played it when it had first came out, and I apparently do not remember it. It's probably just that long ago, but that was also be a little bit weird because like I remember I remember Dead Space fairly well. I also remember Dead Space 2 fairly well. But I also realized that those are kind of rooted in terror, so maybe that's just it. PS5s are expensive. The only reason we have one is because of Apprentice was able to secure one. And luckily I didn't have to pay the scalper price because that would be way too much. I don't know if I like all these hair fluffles in it, but I'm kind of just going with it at this point. I definitely need to cut my hair again. And also considering dyeing it again, because it has been a hot minute since I last dyed my hair. Any pretty colors? And I think it'd be lovely to do it again. I get you, Queen. The only times we ever bought anything, any consoles brand new, was purely because of the fact that, purely because of the fact that we were poor families, so console releases were kind of the only time if we were able to secure one. Unfortunately, being able to technically do the scalper thing of like sell it for a higher price so that way we could have a little bit more money. It wasn't ever for an obscene amount of money. I think it was just like maybe $100 more than what it was, and it was when eBay was like super popular too. And it was also before scalpers were super bad. I'm not sure if I like the patch on there. I'll figure it out. I don't know, I think this looks real nice. But, I was never really big on selling my stuff either, only because we kept it for so long that it was most likely either going to get broken, fixed up, or try and find something used. No, you, Nikki. And I will fight all your coworkers. I'll lose in the process, but I will fight them. No, I get you. The only console that I ever like bought new, I believe it was twice actually. Wait, no, 3 times technically. Once was for the Wii. I had decided that I wanted to get it as a gift for my family. I had saved up money from my job. I had went to the store that was going to be doing a midnight release of it. I sat out there as soon as I was done with work, and I waited. I waited until I got the tickets. My dad eventually came and kept me company, and also brought me a hoodie because I forgot a hoodie, and it eventually got cold at night, as it do during that time of the year. The other time was when the new 3DS came out, because there was the Majora's Mask edition, and I really wanted a Majora's Mask one, which he later tried to get me to sell, and I would not sell it, and I still have it, so I win. And the other one was the Switch, and that was purely because I knew that I wanted to play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Other than that, I've never really, like, felt a super big need for being able to buy, like, a console new. I'm usually just kind of like, I'll wait. I can wait. There'll be some later, eventually. That's sweet of you, Queen. And it was worth it. And I really wish I still had my copy, but I do not. But instead, I have access to Abcarnus's copy, and I still have my save file, so I didn't, in the end, lose a whole heck of a lot, which I am grateful for in that aspect. Which, on that note, makes me remember the other day, and I haven't brought it up. I've streamed since, and I haven't brought it up, but I'm thinking about it now, so I want to talk about it. F. Carnes had a cookbook, like a southern cookbook that he's had for a while. He hadn't opened it, and we were considering doing a recipe. So I was just like, okay, this book might have it. Do you mind if I open it? And he didn't mind, so I open it and stuff, and I start trying to look for this recipe. But in the process of trying to look for this recipe, I'm finding a lot of like gender role shit. And I mean that as like the man being the manly man and the women being the look at them, they're pretty kind of thing. And it's like grinding my gears a lot. And the more I look at this book, the more I'm like, boy howdy, I don't like I don't like this viewpoint. And after going through the entire book, because we decided that, like, okay, so let's look through the cookbook, see if there's actually any recipes that we can, like, take, and maybe just get rid of the book. Because it feels gross now to have it in our possession, knowing what kind of, like, shit's in it. And, looking through it, like, it's just like, there are better recipes on the internet. There are better recipes from like Babish or something like that. Yeah, um, like, as an example, like, you know what? I'm gonna go grab the book actually because I'm trying to remember the name of the person and I am not. Okay, so, uh, it's a pioneer woman. Uh, she was on like Food Network and stuff like that, and I already like had like I've seen some of her shows like way back in the day, and like I already didn't kind of like the whole like gender things. Yeah, we all need to just go fight like Nikki's enemies all at once. Like, so the first thing I'd found that like really bothered me is I went to go look for the index for the recipes because you know that'll be able to tell me if it has the recipe that I'm looking for. And whoopsies, as I push the button on my short key thing, there's a section that says recipe for everyone. And she puts in it that I love making lists, even though I don't always remember to look at them. In case you're a list lover too, here are some suggested recipes for the various humans and occasions in your life. Now, there are seven different sections of lists, and the lists are labeled, and they go to certain recipes in the book, in the pages. There's kid friendly, cowgirl friendly, cowboy friendly, meatless wonders, casual company, fancy friends, and neighbors in need. Now, I was already mad about the fact that like it's like cowgirl friendly and cowboy friendly. But when you look further, she first listed that the cowgirl recipe is that this is the list of recipe my sister and I would eat if we were locked in a house together, just the two of us with no kids and no responsibilities. So, the things on here are all low carb, except for vanilla ice cream with strawberry sauce. All of these are low carb. which means it's essentially the diet section of the book. Mad. The cowboy friendly is listed as cowboys are a different breed in many ways than one. One peek at their list of favorites and you'll immediately have them figured out. Oh no, she has kids. This is going to be another issue that I'm going to bring up actually with this book. Sorry, this is now story time because this book made me real mad. So, all of the boys' recipes are meat. Like, all of their common denominators are meat. Like, breakfast quesadillas, buffalo chicken salad, like, chicken soup, chicken taco salad. It's just like, it's all meat. It's all meat and it's all carbs. Because they assume that even though they're all working on a farm, that the men apparently work harder than the women or something, and thus they need more carbs and meat in their life and women don't. I don't know. Makes me mad. And the, like, slight comment of the meatless wonder being that it's probably illegal for me, the wife of a cattle rancher, to even write the word meatless, but I like to walk on the wild side every once in a while. So, that made me mad. That's, like, the rest of it's pretty garbage, but, like, you know, those are some. He got stares at the camera like in the office. So, at that point, I'm just like, okay, what is the rest of this look like? And that's when we were like figuring, okay, go through, see if there's any recipes worth saving. And like, there's photos of like her family in here and stuff like that. And like, all of her daughters are like super like makeup-fied for their photos, even though they all work on the farm. A photo of like her husband like doing like a chest lift on one of like the tractors and being like, looks like someone had a nutritious breakfast this morning. It's just like, but that doesn't mean that they had a nutritious breakfast. It means that they're like working out their arms. Like, that's not what that means. And one of them, and it really bothered me, and it really bothered Epcarnis, is that there's a photo of her 11-year-old son, like, sitting on, like, the seat with the door open to, like, a Suburban kind of car. And it looks like he's about to cry in this photo. It doesn't look like he's happy. He looks like he's just at the peak of emotional and just physical exhaustion, that he is real close to just not being able to handle it right now. But the caption for this photo is, "It's been a full day of work and it's not even 10 a.m. And it's just like, your son's 11-year-old, ma'am. You don't live in the, what, 30s? 60s anymore? Like, your child does not need to be up this early. Like, helping with farming. There's a photo in here of one of her older daughters that apparently was off to college at the time this book was printed, and the time this book was printed was 2015. So it's not that old, in hindsight. And she was just kind of like, I love you. Like, by the way, call me. And it's just like, you shouldn't have to leave a note for your daughter to call you in your cookbook. Unless you basically just want it as the constant reminder of, like, for your daughters, or your particular daughter, to call you. And I don't know what kind of relationship that has going on, but I just... not good. one of the photos of her daughter that just has her, like, you know, smiling at the camera, is she's even prettier on the inside. So it's just like, but what? Versus, like, maybe? But I don't know, especially for the fact that, like, maybe. It's still kind of sucky. And, like, versus a photo of her younger son that is like, Patrick has smiles for miles. And it's just like, why couldn't that be for your daughter too? Maybe? Like, and the fact that, like, occasionally she references her 11-year-old son as hardworking man. Like, your child is a child, ma'am. Like, don't call him a man. Don't try and, like, age him up. Let him be a child, which he's clearly not able to be a child based on this book, but oh boy howdy. I'm trying to find the last one that, like, definitely, of course, that's just, it's bad. It's real bad.
Surprise! I hope I didn't scare you.
Hi, Tom! Oh, I'm sorry, Queen. I don't have that set up for anyone to just do. We're arting, but we also were taking a break to talk about a cookbook that that me and Karnas had went through, and it's a lot. It has a lot of, like, I mean, like, the last thing I wanted to find, and I am having trouble finding it, was just that basically, if you fall down, just get back up and know that there are plenty of people laughing at you. And this is towards her husband. It's just like, ma'am, are you not happy? Like, you don't have to stay in your marriage if you're not happy. Please only be with someone if you're happy. I'm sorry that was the conversation you came in on. I hope the rest of the stream was good, Tom. We were working on Halloween emotes before I derailed into talking about cookbook that made me mad. It was a lot. We're probably just gonna go put it by the recycler because it's paper and just be like, if you want to take it, I don't want it in my life. Ah, Queen. Like, I feel like that's the logical way of, like, not leaving a 5-year-old alone. We joked about burning the book, but that would be a fire hazard. And we don't want to be doing that. But, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try and polish up some more. Also, I did not say it before. Hello, Skybright0. Hi, Lizard. I finished going through the rest of the book, or at least the parts I remembered that made me upsetty. So, we'll probably leave it at there for now, but also, like, it's a lot to try and put your children through that. Like, just let your kids be kids for as long as they physically can. Because why not let them be kids while they're able to be? Had a bit of a day. Just brain worm, past relationship, like things that like boil up, and I'm trying to get better at dealing with them. Today was not one of those days, but that was nice of him, Katie. The training? No, you're fine to swear. I swear. And Karnas swears. Like, I'm pretty sure we all swear. So you're good. I'm just trying to remember. That's the mood. Wait, no, I didn't want to go away from the pen. Oh, gotcha. Never said a damn swear. Listen, I hate to inform you, but that is indeed a swear. Bullshit names and swear. Oh, this is just getting better and better. Let's see. That is max stabilization, so I just need to get better at drawing a heckin' line. Fluff. Fluff is acceptable. I usually only, like, lurk into their streams. Anytime I join a new stream, I just have the anxiety of like, well, time to lurk in this stream and maybe say something after I've been in here lurking for 6 months, maybe. That's not looking how I wanted to. You know what, let's try this. See how I like it. Nope, that's not working. That's not working how I want it. This is fine. Reading is good. Thank you, Queen. I just get nervous whenever it's like a new environment. Which I know there's technically no reason to be. Like, it's not like anyone's ever, like, done a bad. I just tend to be just a big lurker. At times. Yeah, that shows your anxiety. Be it that way. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. And get back to this so that way I can do a bit of that. And have it look a little bit better. Feelings give zero fuck about logic. Hi, Jerry. It's why it's like I don't call out if I see like anyone in particular lurking, because I'm just like, they're just here to chill. Like, I'm not gonna call them out. I'll just do like a very generalized, any of the lurkers are appreciated. Anyone being here is appreciated. I just know that someone who feels bad for lurking at times and doesn't always say anything. I feel the need to make sure that the lurkers know that they do not have to say anything. Being here is a-okay. Oh, that's not what I want. Also realizing, like, more and more for this year that I've... Well, a lot of these are doodles, like... I'm... feel like I'm getting better at being able to art more consistently than I used to. And that's probably the case. But I think it's good for me to recognize it within myself. Especially for the fact that I am absolutely my own worst critic. Hi, it's a ghost party. And yes, Queen, I figure that it is a bit of just etiquette of, like, just not calling them out, being like, letting them lurk, because I don't know what they got going on. It might just be social anxiety like myself, or it might just be that they are working on things that are not able to require the attention that it would take to be able to write anything. And that is a-okay. Thank you. Being that there's actually so many people here now, these are ideas for Halloween emotes. Basically going to do pumpkin and going to see about putting a carved face on it. And as I said before, past me apparently only knows what this was truly meant to convey. I imagine it's looking respectfully, but I also do not quite know. This one's very good. I do like this one. This one I probably would have to tinker with to get to work. And this one's very good. And there's Blushing Ghost. And to make sure that people are not without the fire for the spooky month, uh going to have vampire be the embodiment of the fire. And then I moved on to this because I still need to make an icon for myself that would be a good, like, PNG thing. Hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of like how Viso has theirs for Apex with friends, and I want to do that too. That's very good, sure. And hello, Hero. I imagine it was probably weird feels, and I feel like that's kind of the embodiment of that show in general. Have a good night, Queen. I hope you have a good sleep, and thank you for hanging out. It's always nice getting to see everybody. I don't know what I was doing with that, but that's fine. I'll wait to do that. It was just as abstract. Sounds like it was doing what it's supposed to do. I don't know. I've yet to technically fully finish watching any of them, so I should get on that. I'm trying to remember how I wanted to be able to do this. Not quite. I'll do that. Because boy howdy is my hair like just in not necessarily a mess, but like it goes places, especially with how untamed it is right now. Like most of the time at this point I just keep it in a ponytail just so that way it's not everywhere, especially with how hot it's been. Once fall comes around though, I'll probably wear it more down. This is Fair Lizard. Wayne has always been cute, as has everyone in chat. I don't know why this is where my brain has decided to hyper focus on for tonight, but it should be fine. Before I had even worked on Apex dailies, I was actually working on Halloween stuff for stream as well. And I've yet to decide when I should aim to have it finished by, because I don't know when Spooky Month like starts for anybody else. In my family, it's already started. Like, the decorations stay up until like Thanksgiving, and then you just rotate them out for the Christmas stuff. And I don't know if anybody else's family does that. Whoops. That's definitely the wrong one. That's definitely the wrong one too, because I changed the sizing of something else. A lot of mine's, like, hasn't really been a whole lot of decorating in the most recent years, and that's purely because of where I've lived. I haven't really had the I guess the space to be able to do it. But um a lot of what I've done has purely been like the face painting aspect of it. So, in my mind, it's time to start getting like freshened up with all of like the pumpkin designs that I'm probably going to be doing this year and so on and so forth. Even though that's not the case, because I don't technically face paint as a job anymore, but I mean, I could. Maybe once all of this is over, just bring it back and be like, find out what I would need to just like face paint people in the park or something. I don't know. But internally, like, my internal clock is just like, it's time to start like doing them Halloween preps, and it's just like, but brain, I can't because I don't right now. It's just like time to start preparing. I also have like some, I'm pretty sure I still have at least one. Had Halloween mug that is still back in Oregon. I talked to my mom recently, and she's going to see about getting, or not see, work on getting stuff sent out to me for the rest of my things. There were things that had happened internally in relationship thingies, so I had decided that originally I would be patient. But with Halloween coming up, I think it's just like, oh, all of my Halloween stuff, metaphorically, is still back in Oregon, and I want that. Which I wish that conversation was much more smoothly, as I say it now, as it was with my mother, but it was not. It was just basically our conversation was like more in depth, and me crying and me telling her that, like, I don't know if it's going to be safe for us to be able to come down or go to Oregon in general to be able to spend Thanksgiving with them, because originally I wanted to, but that was before everything decided to turn into like Delta variant and all this other stuff, and it's just like, I don't know. And she was telling me how like it was over there, which was their landlords that are not very good landlords. Uh, my mom found out that they basically got the Delta variant, and they decided not to tell my parents, even though they share a household together. So It's just like, oh, that's great. Yeah, it's a big yikes. Big yikes indeed. So, both of my parents have gotten vaccinated recently, so I'm grateful for that at least. My two youngest siblings have not gotten vaccinated yet, and that's obviously because they have not allowed it to be used by the more younger crowds. So it's not like they don't want to, it's just they can't because they're literally too young for it by the standards that have had set. But as soon as their age range is greenlit to be okay to get the vaccine, my parents said that they are going to make sure they are vaccinated because they're in the same boat as me as worst case scenario, like it's basically like lessens the blow of it, and whatever side effect is not going to be as detrimental as basically dying. So it's just like, thank you. Thank you for this, at the very least. This is not quite how I want this. I'll figure it out in a sec. I kind of want it to be, like, kind of ropey, but it's fine. Um... Luckily, before I had left, I had packaged some of my stuff up. So it's like literally one of those things of like, it's packaged, it just needs to be taken to the post office. And my brother is there right now. One of the older of my brothers. That takes away more than I want. And he'll be able to help with getting my stuff to me as well. At least in the sense of he'll be able to help with making runs to the post office for my family. Not sure how far back I like this going. From my other understanding as well, from apparently what my mother found out, is that my older sister and her kids gotten COVID, but apparently didn't want my mother to know, which is kind of shitty. It's just like, they've been over recently. If they have COVID, they should really be told. Maybe it is bigger with the boat. My older sister is like that though. I don't know why. That's definitely not as big as Yeah, and the thing is that, like, that was a sibling that was really, like, kind of trying to push the whole, oh, well, you don't know what's in the vaccine, and, like, who knows what side effects it'll have, like, 50 years from now. It's just like, at least I would be alive to find out. Basically. And my mother also thinks that the whole, like, family trip that was going to be going on is probably not gonna happen because they were all gonna go to Florida. Florida has it real bad. So my mother thinks that it's like, yeah, it's like the one of the worst places you can go to right now. And I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, there's some good people that are over in Florida that are trying their best, but I know that the majority, unfortunately, is not. Aw, thank you. It probably doesn't need this much hair fluff, but like, kind of digging how it's looking right now. So more fluff. Have a good night, Katie. Thanks for hanging out. We should plan to do something sooner than not. I don't know what it will be, but we'll figure it out. It makes my hair look about as untamed as it usually does. On a different note, I know a lot of you don't play Apex, but probably see at least a lot of it from, like, everyone else in the community. Uh, event trailer came out today, and it starts on the 14th, so in a couple of days here. And it's gonna have a lot of good things in it, and I'm real excited for it. Need to do eyebrows, but not really one for, like, super thin eyebrows. Like, I'm sure that's just mainly because of the fact that I don't have very thin eyebrows. So I like making sure that if someone's going to look at a person, then they're going to be able to see all their eyebrows. And a lot of why I just leave my eyebrows alone most of the time is because there was a point in time where I want to say I've told this story, but maybe not. You can tell me if I have before. My mother at one point had been trying to keep our eyebrows like trimmed and stuff when we were like kind of more at the beginning of our teenage years. And there was one time she tried to wax our eyebrows. And because of that waxing experience, I basically had it to where there was just a big old gap in between, like, my eyebrow. Like, let me draw an example. Like, let me draw an example because I can. So basically, this eyebrow had been the one tampered with. Like, this one was fine, but this one had basically gotten it to where, like, there was now this part of the eyebrow, empty space for the skin, and this side of the eyebrow. So, my eyebrow had been split. And, oh heck, I need to grab that color again. So what had happened was that it was like one of those kind of more like hot-ish wax things. So she had been doing it around the eyebrow. For this eyebrow though, it had dripped. And I had originally voice of just kind of like, is it supposed to be like kind of like gooey kind of thing, like drippy? And I guess I didn't phrase the question properly. So she was just kind of like, no, it's fine. And she had did the strip, did the pull kind of thing, and there was just this massive gap between my eyebrows. And this was when I was working like part-time as a dishwasher for the restaurant that my father's worked at for a while. The family knows, and like they were fine with us basically coming to work there as like part-time and stuff like that. And my mom was mortified. She apologized profusely, and unfortunately, because of the nature of hair in general, the only fix essentially for now was basically for me to fill in that spot of my eyebrow with one of those like eyebrow pencils. But the thing is that my mom is very fair skinned, and she was the only one that really owned makeup in the house at the time. So I was given a pencil for eyebrows that was much fairer than my color of eyebrows. So you could very blatantly tell that I was not having hair in that spot. Like, it was basically like filling it in, and you could just tell that like it was just not there. Which then meant that like I had grown out my bangs at least long enough to where they could be bangs and hide that. But for the longest time, it was just like, this is just not growing back. This is just not growing back the way that it needs to grow back. and it did eventually grow back, but
Give me
Yeah.
1 second. And back to your regularly scheduled calendar.
Sorry for the delay. He was asking me something and just mentally checking it. Just because I was not mentally great earlier in the day, but just the whole baby steps thing of having to remind yourself of things being okay. Let's see. Also, hi, Myth. I didn't actually say it out loud, but I did see. The flamingo can only eat when its head is upside down. Trying to mentally think of that, and I cannot at the moment. I'm debating if I should change, like, the fact that it says Snapple Facts to maybe them being Rock Facts, because Over the Garden Wall has been on my brain a lot lately. Oh no, I'm sorry, Lizard. I didn't mean for that to be a mood for everybody. But, I'm not sure if the Snapples people would get mad that I've made Snapple Facts a thing. I don't imagine they would, because they don't know me. They don't know where I am or where my stream is. That's too thick. But I know that things will get better. And as he said, like, it'll be Listen. Feel like Snapple's probably not gonna sue an adorable streamer. I mean, I don't think looks would stop them from trying to sue somebody, but also know you. This is really not more TOS. I'm just trying to make a rose, gosh dang it. I'm not trying to go into other things. No you, Nikki. You're joining the no yous now. How dare you? I just get caught in a lot of my brain going to how my ex would have responded to certain things. which is not fair to Abcarnus. And granted, I know that probably some of that is PTSD. I just want to do better about being able to address it. I feel like the flower on the left is now vastly different from the one on the right, which is fair, but also, how dare my hand decide that now was the time to change things up. I don't really want it as a pure white. I completely spaced on the fact that I was definitely talking about eyebrows before I did the check-in. Since then, my mother has never done anything else to my eyebrows because she felt awful that I was forced to have to fill in my eyebrows. Oh, were you not here for the conversation, Nikki? This was the story I was telling you before I did a check-in with Abcarnus that my mother once accidentally took off more eyebrow than was supposed to happen, so I had to fill in like the middle space of my eyebrow for a really long time. Oh yeah, it was a joke. I'm sorry, I don't have toes for you to do in those situations. I know how much you love the toes. I also don't know how to be able to set up those kinds of sound notifications. And honestly, I would probably get startled. Do you just like the reaction that the toes get, Zinky? Is that it? I should. You'll slip in and what tree is talking. Well, there's me so far, I guess. I hope you have a lovely toast. You have impeccable timing with that, I must say. I'm sure you're quite proud of your work. More overtime? Heck, hero. I hope you have a good night. Most likely see you tomorrow for Apex. because that should be the time we get you to 100 just in time for the collections event. And getting that sweet, sweet Rampart wrench with the bubblegum dispenser, which is very good. Where do I want to put this? I think I want it here, maybe? Maybe if I do one more of this, then... Oh no, I didn't do a vector layer. Ah heck. Well, time to start over. Sitting here being like, this is erasing pretty seamlessly. That's because it was not on a vector layer. Whoops. Wrong one. I'll just have... Let's see. Maybe... This is probably going to turn into too many layers pretty quickly, but... Hear me out. What if everything is just on its own separate layer, so that way nothing gets in the way of itself? Or not. Because I need to... That is too chunky. Probably should just actually do it over it. Might not look entirely the best, but, you know, it should be fine. In hindsight, I probably should have done the eyes on a different layer. And the mouth. Like, the mouth can easily be changed over. Essentially what I was planning is that anytime I talk, like, maybe do, like, stars and eyes kind of thing. Not sure yet if that's what I wanted to do, but... Maybe instead of a teardrop, actually. What if we did a star? You know, doing a star, the only way I know how to consistently get a good looking star. See? Super consistent. I drew stars way too much like that growing up, so I'm sure that led to the consistency of it. It's not turning out quite how I want. Not quite. That's good enough. Just a little bit of the tassel here. There we go. It's not quite on that, but I could also just do, like, moving it. If I can remember which one of these things does it. Wait, that's for shrinking. We don't want to shrink this. I just want to move it. Just want to move it. I do not quite know how I want to decorate this. Other than the fact that I saw it, like, on the thing. Let me also... Nope, that's that. That is that. So, let me see how this looks. I'm not sure if I like it more without the patch or with the patch. I think I like it more without the patch. I think so. I'll leave it there for now. And if I change my mind, I could just change that. And you know, I probably should just be actually saving a bunch of these because I haven't saved anything and... Oh no, Myth, you wrote a full campaign? Also, I'm sorry for my slightly disorganized. I guess I'll just name it PNG Tuber. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Emote. Let's see. Bam. Fire. Should specify that it's an emote. Shy Ghost. Shy Ghost emote. That's not how you spell emote. Oh my goodness. And again, emotes. There we go. I do like how this looks so far. Should I add a save button? I don't know if I should add a save channel point thing, but just because I haven't really done a whole lot of art streams. Because usually, like, there are a lot of me just going back and forth with myself of like, does this look right? Or does it not look right? You know, I think I really want to draw this pumpkin out and see how well it transitions. Which means I need my rough thing. I've also been finding like a whole bunch, and I do mean a whole bunch. These are also very good Halloween colors, by the way. I was looking up Halloween palettes, and this was very good. This was a very good pumpkin color, so I'm gonna go with that. I feel like the pumpkin should at least do the tippy top of it, because it's gonna scale down pretty big. Or quite a bit, I should say. Oh, gotcha. That happens. It's happened to me quite a bit too. We'll give this a try. We're going to... Oops. It's also not stabilizing so much as it should be. Some of these ruffles are not making its way through. So I'm probably going to need to leave it at 3. Gotcha. There's always so much changing with that. It's a wonder that any of my friends are able to really keep up with all of those things. Yeah, that's a very fair point. I've not had any water. Thank you, Ivan. I should take a sec to be. Lore is very good. And I do keep water bottle by me for water. I just did not remember it exists, which is a problem when I art. I don't mean for it to be, but it is. There we go. Thank you for reminding me, because I am not great at reminding myself of that. I'm trying to do better reminding myself of it, though. Thank you. I hope you have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna go for, because I did not realize how late it was, but I'm just gonna keep going until things are not fun anymore, I guess. I don't know. Today just turned into real big art mood. Oh, welcome. I'm trying to figure out what I want. No, I don't. I want I want the pumpkin filled in. Just trying to figure out what I want in terms of this pumpkin. Because it's feeling like 3 lumps was a mistake. It's a mistake I can fix, just I think it's a mistake. Yeah, I figured it was gonna turn out a little chunky. Let's see. Maybe just having 2 will be enough. And the pumpkin doesn't have to be perfect. That feels like it's very much a Bob Ross saying, which you're not wrong. just really wanted to give more space on this pumpkin. And I am teetering on the edge of, like, this pumpkin not having enough space for Twitch to have it in. Because I want to go over here too. This is turning more into a square pumpkin. I didn't mean for that to happen, but I think that's where we are right now. That was the wrong kind of layer I wanted. I wanted that layer with maybe... no. Is there green on this? There's not. That's fine. I think I would prefer the stem being green. Some sort of green. Just gonna need to lower that a bit. Well, you can definitely tell it's a pumpkin, which I got that going for me now. Which also means that we can do this and make this a little darker. That should be good enough, hopefully. I wonder how this would look in the pixel. Definitely not as clear as I would want that to, so we're gonna have to go maybe a bit darker and probably just need to stick with what I've been using. Just a few more spoons till what? That's too ominous. Don't worry about it. The spoons mostly pertain to me, so I do actually have to worry about it. You say that, but also... you forget that the channel points are named. Named specifically that. Oh, now I just want to put, like... how well does that, like, pop out on that? That actually pops out pretty good on that. Whoops. Well, the plan was that this was going to be... you know what? I should make a holder for specifically this pumpkin. Because otherwise, this pumpkin is going to get lost in everything that I'm about to do to it. Wait, what was this? What was this? No, what was this? What layer was this? I don't understand what layer this was for, and I think I might have just... I think it's just like a layer for nothing I'm seeing, so I'm just gonna delete it. I might have accidentally created it. Okay, we'll try the darker color on this, but if it doesn't turn out, I think I'm just gonna try doing this color with it because that does pop really nicely with it. Let's see. Actually, that should be above that because I need this for a reference. Basically wanted to make it look like that the pumpkin was carved. I think I really like this color on it too. Crap. Well, this is fine. Stands out actually pretty good. Better than I thought it was going to. I know I could just make this easy on myself and copy the layer for the second eye. But in pumpkin carving, you don't get such cheats. So I'm gonna go for as much aesthetics as I can, I guess. With making this look like a real pumpkin carve. And of course, it is way too chalky on one side. It's fine. We can fix this. Most likely. I know of like one other person that's already having like Halloween things on the brain for stream. I'm wondering if anyone else has Halloween on the brain in terms of stream stuff. Because I really feel like right now that I'm just the weirdo that is so excited for Halloween that I'm starting real early. That's still not quite turning out how I want it. I mean, probably not. I'm just gonna say that right now. Because, in theory for my family, like, Halloween stuff would already be trickling in. because one of my sisters has a birthday in like near the end of September, but because of just the way everything falls, my parents would usually do. Whoops, that's not the right one. Oh no, it absolutely has happened. And it just makes me upset that, like, heck, if Christmas stuff is gonna be out this early, where's my Halloween stuff? Um, but yeah, one of my sister's birthday is near the end of September, and usually, as a theme for her birthday, my parents would do Halloween decoration. Like, everything would be decorated, like, for her birthday. So, for my family, like, the week of her birthday essentially would be decorated. And then the decorations would stay up until we were switching stuff out for Christmas stuff, which would be Thanksgiving. So my brain goes to, like, you know what? This was fine. I'll just have all the Halloween stuff go until Thanksgiving, and then I'll just switch to Christmas. I kind of feel like this needs to be bigger, but I'm not sure. So, yeah, Nikki, I will start on Halloween stuff pretty much as early as humanly possible. Man, this is looking actually really cute. And I like this a lot. No, I didn't get all of it. There we go. Let's try making this a bit bigger, actually. And just have it encompass this entire pumpkin. Actually, I changed my mind. What I'm gonna do is I am going to no, you. I need a particular thing. What is this? I must have grabbed that off of the thingy. Which reminds me, I need to eventually try this out. Is it here? No, it's not. You know what? It is. Let's make it weird. No, now it just looks sad. Okay, we can't do that. We'll just make it big. Make it big. Make it happy. Just have it be just its own happy. What it looks like to me, and I don't know if it looks like it to anyone else, but when it gets small, it feels like this section is too close. So... Also, heck, why is that there? There we go. Okay, you know what? We're gonna move this a little over here, and let's scale it down a tiny bit. Now we're gonna do the same for the other eye. Going to move you a tiny bit over here. And we're also gonna scale this eye a bit downward. That's looking like it's not blending in too terribly much now. I'm gonna make sure I at least have that saved. Okay, so let's try this one now. Not this one, not that pen. There we go. It kind of looks like it's like doing a small yell. And I don't know how well that will work. But we will go full force in trying this. Yeah, it's a ah. Which honestly, this just reminds me of like Puppy Cat. So this is just the Puppy Cat face. I'm probably gonna need to space these eyes a little bit more. But that's okay. Hopefully you all know who Puppy Cat is, so that way you understand my reference. So it seems like it mushing in with the eyes. I don't know if that's working out for it. Yeah, it seems like having it separate will be the best course of action. As soon as I get some of these moved around. It is an animated, like, it was kind of an animated show, very short, that had gotten originally premiered on YouTube. Pretty sure it was more than 5 years ago at this point. Anyways, it is really cool, and it had a really neat idea. And last I had heard, like, there is more story to be had. It's just because of how it was animated, they needed to have a studio pick it up, and then I believe a studio picked it up, and I think they're still working on it. But it has a nice bit of randomness. Your hack is sweet and lovely and beautiful and cute and talented and smart and wonderful and a great person. I'm happy to have a lovely friend like you. Nikki, there's too many sweet words. And that's not saying to know you, that's just heck. That's just me saying heck. Also, I am glad to have you as a friend too. Oh. It's moving the wrong layer. I didn't want to move that layer. I wanted to move specifically the one layer. Why did you... You moved all the layers. Headboard, don't test me. I believe you. I'm drawing on the wrong layer in general. Let me tell you, I'm smart. This is fine. We'll just do it all again. We'll just do it all over again. And possibly have it better this time. I didn't say anything mean about myself, just... trying not to be mean to myself. Which, with the day I had, is already hard to do, but, like, I want to be better at it for my sake and for his sake. And for my friend's sake, too, because, like, I know it could be a lot to feel like maybe you constantly have to pick somebody up all the time. So I'm trying really hard to be better at it. This face is a mood right now. I am very much appreciating it. Thank you for the hugs. Sometimes it is not. And I appreciate you being here. I do. Love you too, Nikki. This is just an angry pumpkin. Man. So now this story's coming to mind. Growing up, pretty sure I've mentioned it, I was homeschooled. So, I appreciate you, Lizard, and I hope things get better pretty soon. At least in terms of being able to, like, sleep, because sleep is important. I'm not great at being able to get to sleep in a reasonable capacity. What if we just made real big eyebrows? Just real big eyebrows. No, same. Like, it's 2:11 a.m. in the morning right now. I didn't get up early, which means I've not had coffee in a while. I caved in a little bit and had some Coke, like, earlier in the day, but, like, actually, I should just do one eye at a time. But, I really miss coffee right now. Boy, howdy. Just gonna put that eye right there, I think. And we're gonna grab this eye, and we're gonna boop it more. That looks pretty on point. It's really a hit and miss. It's either you just automatically crash or you just keep going. It seems like there's no in between for that. Let's see. I think the reason it looks more yelly instead of like cloudy is probably because it was so dipped in so much. So, can I skim this a little bit? A little bit. I'm sorry, lizard. A lot of what that ended up being for me was that I have sleep apnea. So, because sleep apnea can either take form in the sense of having just such severe insomnia that you just cannot sleep, or you're just absolutely exhausted all the time and you just cannot feel rested because of the way that your body is handling the sleep apnea-ness. I could go into more detail with it. It's just, I don't know if that's an interesting topic, so. I really like this Angry Pumpkin. Heck. So, got that one. Got this one. I like this one a lot more so far. This one is so far my favorite. So, I'm not sure about this one, so I'm gonna dive into this one, I think. I'm still unsure about the nose, so we will figure that out as we go. Oof. Stress-induced is also not great. Not that any of it is great, just stress is just rough to handle in any capacity. No, I like the fact that it, like, whoops underneath like this. Okay. Definitely like this. part of me is thinking about the fact that, like, man, I haven't filled up all my emo slots yet. By the time I fill up the emote slots, is it just gonna throw follower emotes at me? And then I'm gonna have those? I enjoy the process. I just always am unsure if something will transition well. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Also, now that I think about it, okay, so something that had, I don't want to say who because I'm not trying to like be malicious about this or anything like that. I had found out that someone that in one of the communities I'm a part of had referred to me as too nice for them. And that feels very much like a bit of a slight. And it was something that was said when I wasn't there, so it's not like I can just like bring it up to them. I just feel weird about the fact that someone has referred to me as too nice for them. Yeah, just, I don't know if it was meant to be like, I never went to like school, so I don't know if it's a proper analogy. Just like, all I can think about is at work when it was used as a means of, I was like too nice to be made any form of leadership. Like, I was too nice to be given responsibility kind of thing. I was too nice to like be a boss kind of thing or anything like that. So maybe that's also another way to look at it. I just think of any time like it was ever said to me at work, and it's just like, what? So I guess I was been feeling weird about it. Should just right, can't do that because I'm on vector layer and it will not let you fill on a vector layer. We'll just do this. So at the very least, I have less. Nope, never mind. It's just, it's turned into the Joker. I don't know why it does this. Let's undo the Joker. feel like it's important to be able to be nice and be considerate of people, because unfortunately there's not a lot of that out there. Shall we be society? Oh man, if I was the majority of society, does that mean that the majority of society just becomes nice, or that I have become what I do not like about society, which is not caring about others? And boy howdy, I would not have a lot of the good friends that I do now if I was not the way that I am. It's okay. I know it's purely a hypothetical, so it doesn't need a answer or anything like that. This is something that booped to mind. We would be friends as we are now. I couldn't imagine being any less of a feelsy person than I am, because I feel a lot for people. And granted, some of that is just being able to kind of like feel their emotion in general, but like a lot of that comes from experience of like, hey, I know how it feels like to feel like this, and it sucks, and I don't want you to feel like that. That nose definitely gets lost in there. So I'm gonna say I don't need the nose. We're just gonna get rid of the nose. No nose for you. See, you can be a happy pumpkin without a nose. I think I do want to move some of these around a bit, just because once I scale it, it's going to get into a weird spot. I think I did kind of draw it crooked. Oh well. It's okay, because jack-o'-lanterns are not perfect. Oh, heck. I was gonna tell the story before brain forgot it. So, homeschooled. We used to do these workbooks of, yeah, Crooked gives a character. Exactly. it right there and see how that looks. But we had like these workbooks that would go through the alphabet, and it would always have like several examples of like the letter that you were working on, such as like A is apple, like airplane, like stuff like that, practicing being able to do writing like upper and lowercase kind of thing. And it would have pictures to be able to like show each word. I think I'm going to move this a little closer, so I'm gonna move that there. But when I got to J in my book, there was one clearly for jack-o'-lantern. It had a picture of the jack-o'-lantern being cut out, kind of thing. Like, it was a jack-o'-lantern. My brain at that age just could not for the life of me process it as a jack-o'-lantern. It was a pumpkin. This is like, Mom, why is there a pumpkin in J? Pumpkin starts with a P kind of thing. That's it. So, my mom had tried her best to be able to explain that, no, honey, it's like, this is what a jack-o'-lantern is kind of thing. That's why it's a J kind of thing. And like, just trying her best real hard to just kind of explain it to me. And I was very adamant of like, no, this is a pumpkin. It belongs in P. I don't understand why it's in J kind of thing. So my mom ended up just kind of being like, okay, we could just skip this. So I think I want to do this one. I should probably have this be the last one before I go to bed. Or not go to bed. I still have some dishes I want to wash up. And if not wash up, then at least get the sink cleared out and dishes thrown into the dishwasher. Just cause, like, I haven't seen the mouse lately, but that has not stopped the mouse from coming back. And I don't want the mouse to I don't want the mouse to have a reason to get on the counter, especially for the fact that the mouse has gotten on the counter before, and I would rather not give the mouse more reason to get onto the counter. But that's why it's very nice to have a dishwasher. It definitely helps with, like, low spoon days and whatnot. Dishes are a lot. We used to have like chores like growing up dedicated based on a rotation, so that way we wouldn't get burnt out on it. But it wasn't rotated as much as it would sometimes be. Sometimes it was really good and it was rotated enough to where nobody got burnt out on anything. But sometimes it did not get rotated out and then people got burnt out on shit. Trying to keep a kitchen clean when 10 people live in the household and there is no functioning dishwasher is the most defeating feeling you can have when just trying to keep the dishes clean. Because at a certain point, you just start asking yourself, like, why am I doing this? Everything's just gonna get dirty again. What's the point? Which I realize now is just like more of a burnout type of thing. I did not realize it as a child. Or as a teenager, I should say. So, happened a lot. So, kitchen would be a lot. And then you just get stuck with the overwhelming feeling of like, oh no, there's just so many dishes. Now I'm actually too overwhelmed to actually do anything about it. Which is also something I still experience as an adult, where sometimes things will seem like it's manageable, and then sometimes it's just like, no, everything feels like it's going to take so much longer than it probably actually is. But it's been built up in my brain so much that I cannot. Yeah, I don't think I like the teardrop on that, so I think I'm just gonna leave this as this face. So let's see, I have 4. I got 4 jack-o'-lanterns with various faces. I think this one's my favorite right now. With how grumpy it looks, it's very good. Now I just don't want to do one. Be like, just do one more. Just do a full set of tier 1 emotes at the ready. For when everything is done. Like, what is this? That is the one that I am unsure about. Realistically, these are probably gonna go live before October. I do have, like, my background I'm working on, and starting soon screen too. I still have a lot that I need to figure out, so. Calvin Court. Then again, isn't like pumpkins like some. Are pumpkins a berry? Now I need to look that up. It's probably a gourd. I'm just thinking of the fact that it's just like, well, they have seeds, so they might actually be some sort of berry. Especially for the fact that watermelon is a berry. And bananas are a berry? I'm pretty sure. If I remember right. I will adjust that in a hot minute. No. these are pretty good. Well, it's deciding not to spill out now, so maybe... Wait, no. I saw that. Tiny bit spilled out. But... I don't know why it's not respecting, like, the metaphorical bubble that I've put it in. It doesn't do it with all the brushes, though, so I'm just kind of assuming that it just does not like containing itself to the bubble when it's this brush. And it still doesn't quite. Respect the bubble. I would love it to respect the bubble, but it decided that it has chosen violence. Metaphorical violence, of course. Which reminds me, I was going to see about doing Abcarnus's, like, sketch. For him having an icon, but... I will probably work on that tomorrow, because I would like his input. And he has popped into bed because he's tired. Work has been a lot. And arguably, I was a lot today. All I can do is just try to do better. Well, not just try, but, like, work on doing better, I guess would be a better way of being able to phrase that. I don't know. Words are hard. I'm gonna put a bubble around this one. I know there's a proper word for it. There's a proper word for this tool. Auto select. Okay. Not bubble, but I like the idea of it being a bubble. Right? Like, there have been days I've been exhausted, but brain will not shut off, so then it's reading comics in bed until maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. Having something to listen to definitely helps, though. Like, the one morning that Dan had started a very late stream, like, that was definitely a night I was not having a good luck with trying to sleep on my own. And I went to sleep with listening to Dan. Which is definitely not the first time. And that's probably why, honestly. Back when my ex decided that he was gonna work graveyard and not tell me that that was gonna be his choice, he was gone most of the time that I was home asleep, so Dan would stream late at night, so I had at least someone that, like, I found and still find comforting listening to. And having that voice there, being able to fall asleep too. Which, luckily, Dan's already said that he doesn't mind it that people fall asleep to him, which is good to know because otherwise I would be like, oh no, am I weird for falling asleep and being comforted metaphorically by this person that I do not know? Thank you, Meth. For a while, that was the worry, though. It has since stopped being a worry because, like, most people have already said, like, yeah, you know, it's cool. It's just like, cool. Then I'm more comfortable with being able to say that, like, hey, I'm going to bed, but I am leaving stream on because I want to listen as I fall asleep. So I feel like this needs to be moved a little bit this way, and if I move it a little bit this way, then I probably need to move the mouse. But it also could just be left as is, and just making it look like it's kind of side, like, stepping, being able to look at it, I guess? Hopefully that makes sense. I probably really should stop now, though. I realize, well, only just now realize. It's been almost 4 hours of just straight drawing. Which, to be fair, I didn't think I'd get that far. I probably should be flipping that. It looks a little wonky when I flip this one. Whoops. Oh, that didn't go into the tune I wanted it to. Boop, 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 boop. That is fair. That is definitely a way of being able to phrase it. And I guess it is a bit of a white noise, which, you know, that's fine. That's fine too. Okay. Trying to remember which way is the right way. I've already saved. Okay. Let me put this over here. I have a drawing monitor, so, like, when I draw, I bring it closer to the edge of the desk, and when I'm done, I kind of boop it back to the far end of the desk. Oh, I probably shouldn't end stream on a sad pumpkin, so, here, we'll just have this, which means I do need to save again so it won't yell at me. But yeah, look, happy pumpkin. And Halloween comes, slowly but surely. I don't know if people would want, like, if that would be interesting to do any sort of, like, face painting, like, as an art thing. It might be fun to, if once I get my face paint back, to be like, hey, y'all want to see some cool tricks that I couldn't properly convey on my tablet? I could properly convey them if I just do a webcam type of thing, but you know how that be. That would also mean constantly having to have a cam on my face, and that would be something. So Speaking of Dan, it looks like Dan is streaming. He's doing more of his randomizer. I have not, but if you have a link to it, you could pop it into the Discord. I would love to be able to see it. I adore being able to see, like, body paint and stuff like that. Because I really like it. That's what it seems like based on my notification. I'm always worried that I am too tired to be able to properly spell his name. And that it's a gamble. Unless I copy and paste it. But thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for anyone that decided to stay from the raid to hang out. And listen to me rant about a cookbook that is definitely gonna get tossed. I'm sure it will find a good home. Just not here. With all of its, gendered ideals. Anytime, Lizard. Probably back on Saturday. I had to think about it because it shows Friday on my calendar, but I did not start stream on Friday. I started stream on Thursday. It's just we've gotten past the 12 o'clock a.m. mark, so it's now technically the next day. So probably back on Saturday. Not sure if it'll be more Luigi's Mansion 3. That'll really depend on how Epcarnus feels. Yeah, I'm gonna get F3 and go wash dishes, and that will be my big stretch. Let's all go say hi to Dan because he's wonderful and he deserves all the love and care that he gets. And I'll see you all Saturday. Bye.